Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I'm here back in my old settings. I'm right here. I'm back in the UAE. And I am absolutely shattered, flabbergasted, lampshaded, however you want to say it. I'm absolutely knackered to the bone. But I'm here giving you the show, giving you the news, doing my best to find out what's really going on at Manchester United. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of talk, and we want to know what really is down at Manchester United. Good morning, Irfan. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing really well. Thank you for joining me this morning. Big up, Mark, my brother. How you doing? I hope you're well as well. Another day, another dollar, as they say. Just another day, another dollar. Another day in the dunya. That's how it is over here in this hemisphere, as they say. Now, please, before I start, please, guys, don't forget to smash a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you could do that, guys, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But I'm back. Traveled late last night, got home very late last night. Of course, went from Italy to Istanbul. Now I'm in the Middle East. So basically, I'm everywhere. I'm absolutely everywhere, for goodness sake. You know, I need to stay in one place. But I'm traveling again today, so there's no rest for the wicked, is there? Really and truly. Now, let's get into it. Let's forget about all that, but let's get into it. In regards to Manchester United, the news around Manchester United, surrounding Manchester United, all this shenanigans going on, but Manchester United could opt for a loan deal for Manuel Ugarte. Now, I reported this a couple of weeks ago that Man United may be forced into loan deals. Of course, the FFP is coming into play and Manchester United are running out of funds. I don't think they are, to be honest with you. Having looked into it, I think we got money. Actually, I think we do have money. I think we have money hidden in that couch, in that pocket, wherever they're hiding their money, under the floorboards, wherever they're hiding their money. I think we got money. And I feel like Manchester United are trying to work out FFP and are trying to be smart with it, which is great, you know, because at the end of the day, if these rules can be bended and broken, what's the point of having those rules in the first place? But Manchester United could opt for a loan deal for Manuel Ugarte, and PSG could accept the deal with an obligation to buy Manuel Ugarte. So that is very, very interesting indeed. That could start putting the wheels on the deal for Ugarte. Of course, Ugarte is our main target this summer. It seems that way. It's been our main target this summer, and I believe we need a player of Ugarte's stature in our midfield. We need a player of Ugarte's strength and mentality in our midfield. It's something we really miss. What do you think about that? Is there any type of player you would like at Manchester United? I mean, Ugarte, I feel like we missed him for a long time. This type of player can break up the play, etc. Amrabat does the job, but I believe that Ugarte is a slight step up in regards to that. So that is absolutely good news in regards to Manchester United, that PSG would be willing for a loan deal with an obligation to buy, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't do well at Manchester United, then, you know, we could obviously opt out of it, not to buy the player. But an obligation to buy does leave you contractually obligated to buy the player. So we can work that one out with PSG, but it seems like we give them a small fee, and then loan the player out for the season. So that'd be loan player for the season, and that would be absolutely brilliant for Manchester United. Of course, with Ugarte through the door, and we obviously save some pennies for someone else. Morning, pal. Hope we get good news today. Yes, it's like getting really, really tense, isn't it? It's getting really, really tense in regards to Manchester United, in regards to getting these deals over the line. You can feel it coming. You can feel it in the air. As Phil Collins said, it's in the air tonight or today, wherever you are in the world. It's in the air. You can feel it. Here we go coming. You can feel a bombshell that's going to go smash, and it's going to go, here we go. Manchester United have agreed terms, and I'll be here with you guys. I'll obviously be here with you guys. Right here, not right here, but I probably might be somewhere else. You never know with me, but to bring you that news. So, guys, please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe. I know most of you have. Those who are new, please, it helps with the channel and it helps the channel grow. We can all grow together, of course. Now, Fabrizio Romano has been talking about Manchester United in regards to transfers. Manchester United are apparently interested in several deals, whether that's outgoings, whether that's ingoings, who knows, but it seems like Manchester United are working on several deals, and that is the words of Fabrizio Romano himself. Several deals could be in the pipeline. Now, I'm excited to see what these several deals are. I think it could be a De Ligt, Ugarte, of course, as well. It could be a left back as well. As I said, I was in Turkey yesterday reading about Kadioglu. Kadioglu could still go to Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, is my favourite left back, left-sided centre back, left wing back. He's my favourite, along with Ignacio. Those two players were my favourite left backs to go for, left full backs to go for. Those two players. If we get one of those two players, I'd be absolutely ecstatic in regards to that, because we do need that balance in that side. Of course we do. We do need the balance in that side. Now, in regards to Fabrizio Romano, he's mentioned of several players. Of course, that's a very random quote, of course, but it does look like there is something in the air, and there is something going to happen in regards to Manchester United this week or early next week in regards to that. Here we go. I believe, and I committed myself to saying, we will get a here we go this week. We will get some news this week, in my opinion, and I believe we will get a here we go this week. In regards to, as I said, if I take it back to Ugarte, a loan deal does leave it flexible for United. It does leave an opportunity, a door ajar for United to go in and pounce in on Ugarte. Of course, Ugarte wants to come to Manchester United. He's agreed personal terms, so that deal can be done very, very quickly. Now, in regards to players out, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course, is still in talks with West Ham United in regards to agreeing a deal to go to the East London club. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is key in the deal for, obviously, Mazraoui. So Mazraoui could be a Manchester United player very soon. There were some people in the fan base saying that Mazraoui is a sideward step. He's not a forward step. What do you think about that? Is Mazraoui a sideward step? I believe he's a forward step. I believe he's a step up. I have big respect for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but at the end of the day, I think he's a forward step up, because he can go forward and he can create as a fullback and he can play centre back as well. Of course, he can play centre back. Ciao, good morning, my friend. How you doing? I hope you're doing very, very well. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's been chaos this last 24 hours. Obviously, I've been doing podcasts in airports and stuff, etc. So it's been absolutely chaos, but I've been doing it. I've been working hard to get these streams out to you, and I will carry on with the loyalty, my friend. But yes, in regards to Mazraoui, the Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal is key to that deal. Of course, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is in talks with West Ham in view of agreeing personal terms for West Ham United, Aaron Wan-Bissaka to go to West Ham United. Hopefully we get that deal done very soon. Hopefully Aaron Wan-Bissaka does go to West Ham United, so we can get a Mazraoui in. But I wanted to know your opinion. There were certain quarters in the Manchester United fan base saying that it is a sideward step. Do you agree with that? Do you think it is a sideward step? I don't think so. I think it's a forward step, in my opinion, because he can go forward. Of course, he can go forward. So I think it's a forward step, in my opinion, and I don't think it's a sideward step. I think it'd be a very good buy for Manchester United. A lot of people are concerned about the Ten Hag ex-player thing, where he keeps signing players. Why not? If you know a player can do a job, why not? I trust Ten Hag and I trust his project. And if he wants Mazraoui, then let him have Mazraoui. Let him have the players he wants to have, and let's see what happens next season. Of course, nothing is guaranteed next season, and everyone will be held accountable, including Ten Hag, of course. But we need him to have the best opportunity as possible, have the transfers he wants through the door, and not get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth best option. You know what I'm saying? In regards to another player out, Christian Eriksen, of course, has been speaking about Ineos last week. He was singing Ineos praises, which kind of worried me in one way, that he could be staying at Manchester United, that he's talking very positively about Ineos, which doesn't bode well, in my opinion. But rumours today that Christian Eriksen could be on his way to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia are willing to put in an offer. An unknown Saudi Arabian club are willing to put an offer for Eriksen to go to the Saudi League. I feel that would be a good move for Eriksen in his career. I do believe his legs are gone. I do believe he needs to move on in his career now. And I think that at Manchester United in the Premier League, you need legs. And I don't think Eriksen has the legs, in my opinion. I like the player. I think he's been a fantastic servant. I think he's been a fantastic pro over the years. But I just don't think he is quite there now in regards to up to speed. Good morning, Afro Soup. If we want to be the European elite club, we have to get Deadwood, Maguire, Casemiro, Lindelof, McTominay, Sancho, Anthony, and Eriksen. My friend, you are very, very right in regards to that. With some of those players, they do need to go, and this is very important for us. As we know, we've been run by the Glazers for so many years, and those Glazers have handed out ridiculous contracts to some of these players. Of course, they've offered 200,000 for a Maguire, for example. So at the end of the day, no team is going to want to pay that type of money for them. And at the end of the day, it's the wages that are becoming a stumbling block in regards to removing players. This is why Jim Ratcliffe said that it's going to take time to get everything in place, to get rid of some of these players, because these players are on astronomical wages. And also, a lot of these players have a bad mentality, which means that they're not interested in leaving. They're willing to sit on the bench. They're willing just to take the wage and go home. You can't blame them in one way. At the end of the day, they don't have that winning mentality, that elite mentality. And that's why I praise people like Cambuala, who left because they want first team football. Regardless how much money we were going to offer him, he wanted first team football. And that's a good mentality to have, because you want to achieve things in football. So a lot of these players that we have right now have been there, have overstayed their welcome at Manchester United. And for me, they do need to leave. They do need to look for pastures new. But obviously, that's why we are used to waiting for contracts to expire before we get rid of them. Anthony Martial, for example, who for me has been an absolute disgrace last season. I mean, he wasn't even available. No one knew what was wrong with him. He just sat at home earning a packet. And that's the mentality that we've had over the last decade or so, isn't it? And it's sad that a Maguire and Lindelof, for example, will not go because of wages and how much wages they want. And they're not going to say, like, oh, well, I'm not going to take a pay cut. Why should I take a pay cut? But I've got news in regards to Lindelof. Victor Lindelof has become subject of interest from Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce have inquired about Lindelof. Of course, Fenerbahce are managed by Jose Mourinho, which is Lindelof's favourite manager. And Mourinho loves Lindelof. Of course, he signed Lindelof for Manchester United. So that could be a possibility going forward. In regards to Lindelof, he could be going to Fenerbahce, but he has to take a pay cut. Of course, Fenerbahce do not pay the sort of wages that we pay. We pay ridiculous wages. For goodness sake, I wish they signed me. I wish they'd signed me, because at the end of the day, they'll be quadrupling in my wages under the Glazers. So it's sweet for some. Maybe the Glazers, in one way, were generous with wages. Maybe they were. Maybe they were too kind with wages. Maybe they just thought, you know what, we don't have the negotiation skill. Murta and co don't have the negotiation skills. So they probably said, throw money at the deal, throw money at them, and they'll come, which is not a good practice to have. Look at Xerxes. Xerxes signed for Manchester United because he wanted to come to Manchester United, not because he was handed a ridiculous amount of money in wages. And this is what we have to remember. It's really important. Players have to want to come to Manchester United. Want to play and want to prove themselves and want to win things. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of players in that squad who are not interested in that. They just want to stay, they want to earn the money. Their social media is booming because they play for Man United. And obviously, if they go to a Fulham, if they go to a West Ham, it's going to be difficult for them to get that same type of hype, that same type of interaction with a fan base and a social media presence, which is crazy, because at the end of the day, it should be about football and what you achieve on the football pitch. Ciao. Do you think we should knock down the old Trafford and build a new stadium to ramp the theatre dream? At the end of the day, my friend, I feel like we have to move on with the times. It's very difficult and a very sensitive subject to talk about in regards to Manchester United. If we can revamp Old Trafford, if we can rebuild Old Trafford on the same spot, it would be great. If we can have Old Trafford and in the same place. Unfortunately, as with everything in life, we have to move on, because Old Trafford is decaying, and that is thanks to the Glazers. The Glazers have let the club decay. The Glazers have let the stadium decay. So at the end of the day, we have to move forward if we can. People are saying that, oh, they're going to spend too much money on the stadium, 2 billion or something in the region of that, or some ridiculous number like that. At the end of the day, we are exploring avenues in which to fund the stadium. The government, of course, could have a role to play in funding the stadium, because Manchester United, of course, are a very, very important entity in regards to the UK, in regards to bringing money into the UK. If you removed Manchester United from the UK, it would be harmful, very harmful for the economy. So Manchester United are exploring avenues in regards to getting funding for the stadium. Does that mean renaming the stadium? Does that mean we have to go away from Old Trafford? who knows? It leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. As I said in many streams, Old Trafford is my second home in regards to the historical value to Old Trafford, the Munich clock, everything. And as I said, my first photo outside Old Trafford was the Munich clock, because I understood our history, and that's all I wanted. I said I want a photo next to the Munich clock, and that's what I wanted. And I think if we do rebuild the stadium, we need to keep an element of our history, and that means staying at Old Trafford. Old Trafford is the place to be. That is where we are. That's where we've been for our whole existence. And I believe if we could stay at Old Trafford, that would be fantastic. Now, more transfer news in regards to Jose Mourinho again. Jose Mourinho has inquired about Scott McTominay. Of course, Scott McTominay was handed his debut by Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho seems like a key in this whole transfer window in regards to outgoings. Now, I spoke just now about Lindelof. If he could sign a McTominay as well, that would be killing two birds with one stone. Jose Mourinho is a big admirer of Lindelof and McTominay, especially McTominay. He believes that he could fit into his Fenerbahce project. Now, how much will McTominay go? I believe McTominay is worth about 30 to 35 million. How do you feel about that? We cannot be selling him for 15, 20 million. He's worth a lot more than that. So this could be great news for Manchester United in regards to Scott McTominay. Jose Mourinho could be key in us basically moving forward in our transfer dealings and getting rid of some of the deadwood. Would you class McTominay as deadwood? Well, McTominay has done well when he's come in. He's gave his all. He's just not quite good enough, in my opinion. He's just not quite there in regards to elite level if we want to challenge for the title. And I believe Manchester United should be challenging for the title, in my humblest of opinions. I think that if we're going to do that, we have to offload the players that have been present for the last 7 years to 10 years, just not winning major titles and not winning major trophies. At the end of the day, McTominay puts in a shift, but we need more players who do more than just put in a shift. Now, let me just go back. Luck, Shaw, Harry, Anthony, Sancho, Mount out to Saudi Arabia. Luke Shaw, Harry, Anthony Mount out to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Alex Telles is the only one to go. Yeah, at the end of the day, Alex Telles so far is the only one to go to Saudi Arabia. You're absolutely right. But obviously, doesn't mean that other players can't go. I need a new Old Trafford. It's not big money for a new stadium. At the end of the day, I'm going to say, Old Trafford is going to be reduced to a Tier 2 stadium for the women's team and youth teams to play. And the new stadium we built literally feed to me. Yeah, and that's fine, Mark. Yeah, Mark, if as long as it's in the vicinity, in the area of Old Trafford, that's fantastic, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, if we can develop the area, and that's what's good. If we can develop the whole area and it will create jobs, of course, it will be good for Manchester United. And if it benefits Manchester United and we're keeping our historical heritage in place, that is what's important for me, because obviously Old Trafford is more than just a stadium. We are more than just a football club. We come from adversity, what has happened in our past. Of course, if you know Manchester United, it's not just Old Trafford. You know about the Munich disaster. If you know about World War II, how the stadium was bombed and how we came back from that. If people do their history about Old Trafford and understand how important it is, Old Trafford, and how it has a sentimental value in every single Manchester United fan's heart. So to just move away like across town, for example, it would be a disaster in my opinion. But if we can develop the women's team, the youth team, and have another stadium there, a stadium there and the main stadium 30 meters away, would be fantastic. If we can get the funding for that, if we can get the government to fund that, that would be good too, because at the end of the day, we do know that Manchester City were handed their stadium on a plate, because obviously the City of Manchester Stadium was an Olympic stadium for the Commonwealth Games, of course, and they were given that stadium. They didn't build it, they were given it. So there you go. So it's about time the government did something for Manchester United instead of doing things for teams that haven't done nothing for the UK, haven't done nothing. We built the Premier League, not them. Do you know what I'm saying? Ciao, I have to plan to visit Old Trafford and watch a United game before mate, I would advise it. I would say visit Old Trafford, because Old Trafford, when you go to Old Trafford, there's a special feeling. Every time you go, you look up and you see the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, and it is such an amazing feeling when you go to Old Trafford. My advice would be to go before it does get knocked down. I paid a visit. I've been paying visits to various stadiums in my life, especially stadiums that have been knocked down. I've visited the Stade Garland in Lyon. and just because they were going to knock it down, and I went to see a game. I've been to the Bernabeu, the old Bernabeu, and it's very important that you see these stadiums before they no longer exist, because the historical value and the feeling you get from the original stadium is second to none. All the big clubs, Real Madrid, Bayern, have a new, and that's true, and it is true, but all the big clubs haven't had a historical situation like us. But Irfan, we will build a new stadium, and it's important that we have to move on from that, unfortunately. But the stadium should be in our area, not in, for goodness sake, Stockport, for example. We need a stadium at Old Trafford, and if it's 30 meters away, as my friend Mark said, that's perfect. We can't have everything. It's not going to be on the same spot. So that's perfect for us. And if we can develop the women's team and the youth team in the process, that'd be absolutely splendid for us, wouldn't it? It'd be perfect for Manchester United going forward in regards to the stadium. If you have above all 6 foot tall, just know the seats are close unless you're sitting in. Mark, Old Trafford is crazy, right? I remember going to Old Trafford many times, and you're so close to the fans. And the thing is like when you score, you get some random stranger just go and start grabbing you, and it's madness, at Old Trafford. But those memories will stay with us for the rest of our lives. KD, good morning. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing very well. It's a long time since I've seen you, mate. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing fantastic. So we're just talking about Old Trafford at the moment. At the end of the day, if we move 30 meters away, that's fine. We can't have everything. We have to move on with the times, unfortunately. Sadly, things move on, and we are falling behind in regards to infrastructure. We have the Glazers to thank with that. Yeah, we have the Glazers to thank that Old Trafford wasn't preserved, wasn't looked after properly. Okay, we could have rebuilt Old Trafford. When Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge of Manchester United, we built, obviously, the North and East Stand. We built them. We built the Stretford End again. We rebuilt Sir Alex Ferguson Stand. There was no Stretford End. I went to Old Trafford once. There was no Stretford End, but we were building as we were playing football. And at the end of the day, that's what we should have been doing throughout this last 15 years, carrying on extending Old Trafford. South Stand should have been built by now. We should have had a completely different stadium. Unbelievable, but it's just been made to decay. So now it's been made to decay. We can't move back. We have to build a new stadium, unfortunately. 100,000 people in the stadium, fantastic. Yeah, 100,000 people. Can you imagine 100,000 Reds at Old Trafford? But what I would say about this, we have to make Old Trafford a fortress. We have to make it the most intimidating ground in Europe, because at the moment, Old Trafford is not intimidating. We need to make it so intimidating that teams have lost before they went on the football pitch, and that's how it used to be at Old Trafford. Teams used to lose before they went on the football pitch. Before they even stepped foot on that football pitch, they've already lost the game, and that's what we need to do in regards to Old Trafford. So Jim Ratcliffe, go for the Old Trafford. Man United fan will be very happy. Most Man United fans will be happy for a new Old Trafford, but most Man United fans won't be happy if you know our history, if we move away from Old Trafford. Of course, 30 meters away is not away from Old Trafford. 30 meters away is Old Trafford. I'm talking about the Old Trafford area. You cannot move away from Old Trafford. There's too much historical value in that. If we build a new stadium, absolutely fine, but we must remain in the vicinity of Old Trafford. It doesn't have to be dead straight bang on Old Trafford, just in the area of Old Trafford, a bit like what Tottenham did. I want a Mark. Can you imagine 160,000 Reds at Old Trafford? Oh my goodness me, that would be an absolute colossus. It'd be the Colosseum Part 2, wouldn't it? It'd be a madness. Teams would just be so intimidated. I think there hasn't been 160,000 stadium for many years now. I think it was Brazil was the last 160,000 stadium. I think it was in Brasilia was the last one to host 160,000 people in the stadium. It used to happen, of course, in the olden days, but they used to. I think in Brasilia there used to be a stadium that holds 160,000 people. Absolute madness. That's intimidating. Do you know what I'm saying? Agree. Time for a new 21st century fit for purpose facility. If you see the Glazers slap a Glazer, I mean the Glazers have really messed us up in more than one way. Not just the stadium. They've messed us up in regards to these ridiculous contracts that they've been giving out. Do you know what I'm saying? And they messed us up in more than one way. And we're still feeling the pain from that. We're still suffering from what the Glazers have done this last 20 years. And people have to forget 20 years of debt, 20 years of destroying our football club. And, you know, it all started back in 2005. And I was there with my green and gold scarves, you know. And at the end of the day, we have to fix it. And, you know, Rome weren't built in a day, and we have to fix what the mess they've done. And hopefully one day we pray that they'll be gone from the football club. Big up Mark, of course, every single day. Good people in the house. Irfan in the, yeah. Sal, you know, we can sell that out per week. Mark, we can sell out double that. Mark, Manchester United fans are just, I mean, relentless, you know, in regards to tickets. We will sell the ticket. We sell it out over and over again. If we had a 500,000 stadium, we'll sell it out. If it's Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Man United, we'll sell out a 500,000 stadium. I'm not just saying that. I believe that we could, because we're the biggest club in England, and we're one of the biggest clubs in the world. I believe we are the biggest club in the world. I believe our fan base are absolutely incredible. You see empty seats at the Bernabeu. Some people say that Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. You see empty seats at the Bernabeu. You never see empty seats at Old Trafford. You never see, even in a League Cup on a wet Tuesday night, you see Man United fans at Old Trafford watching the game. Manchester United are just a next level. They're just different. As Kendrick Lamar said, we're different. You know what I mean? Goldbridge doesn't like the idea to build a new stadium. However, he understands the translation. Yes, unfortunately, it's the Glazers' fault, Chow. People don't like it's an uncomfortable conversation, as I say. We don't like the idea. It's very harsh. You know, it's hard to move away from somewhere, a place you love, you know, because it is. But at the end of the day, we have to move on, and if we cannot rebuild Old Trafford, because obviously we have the train tracks, we have a lot of problems around Old Trafford at the moment. If we cannot rebuild it, I mean, refurbish it, we have to rebuild it, as long as we don't move miles away, because that can have more harm than good, of course. Real Madrid is a big club in the facts. Real Madrid is a big club, but at the end of the day, Man United are bigger. My Old Trafford, please, schedule is sold out before pre-season begins. Mate, I waited 8 years for a season ticket, you know, and I was relentless with my season ticket. I was lucky I got one. Unfortunately, I had to give it up because I'm traveling. I mean, basically couldn't renew the season ticket, so it's madness. Bashir, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Us fans are ready, for hungry, for eager for success, just waiting for the team to deliver. We blow every club out of the water. We do. And Manchester United are a sleeping giant. And when that giant opens, my goodness me, it's going to be like the Antichrist coming back. We are going to be absolutely mad. When we go for that Premier League title, you watch. We're going to be getting out our receipts out of our wallets. We're going to be like your grandfather's wallet with all those. Of course. So we're going to be there with our receipts. Goldfish is a madman. Hub is gold ground bigger than bridges in London. What's that? Is a madman who is grown bigger than bridges in London? What? I don't quite get that, Mike. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I know I'm slow. Sorry, bro. I've been traveling all night. I'm on a cloud, cuckoo land at the moment. Good morning, Kingdom. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. GM, by the way. Yeah. Good morning, Bashir. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining the stream. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. That's very important. But thank you so much for joining the stream this morning. It means a lot. You guys are absolutely elitists. Man United, a big fan. Real Madrid are more bigger, all the best. Man United, in regards to Real Madrid, they're slightly bigger in regards to a worldwide fan base. But if you go to the Bernabeu, which I have, you see empty seats. You don't see empty seats at Old Trafford. You never see empty seats at Old Trafford. So F Real Madrid. Forget Real Madrid. We don't care. But the global difference in fan base between United and them is almost the size of the entire Real fan base. Exactly, KD. You got me. You get it. You get it. When you go to I went to the Bernabeu, right? I went to Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. And there was empty seats. Empty seats. You could get a ticket for the El Clasico. You couldn't get a ticket for Man United Liverpool. Good luck. Unless you want to pay £1,000 to get a ticket and illegally. Do you know what I'm saying? His ego makes him think his ideology is the only correct choices of reality. Mark, who's that in regards to? I'm not too sure. Who you're talking about. Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm very slow today. Sorry, mate. Very slow today. I'm not quite on it. But at the end of the day, yeah, in regards to Manchester United, are the biggest club, in my opinion, in the world, and no one has suffered the adversity that we have. No one has suffered the adversity we have. Manchester United are in for players. Manchester United have a circle of players that we are interested in, and that includes Ugarte, who could be coming on loan to Manchester United, of course. De Ligt, Kadioglu, of course. Mazraoui could be a Manchester United player. And Manchester United are also exploring avenues. Oh, Goldbridge or Goldfish? Look, I'm friends with Goldbridge. Mark is a good person, and people don't understand this, but there's a lot of bitterness in regards to him, and I will say this in regards to Goldbridge. Not everything he says is right. Football's about opinion. We don't have to agree opinion. He just has a big platform, and obviously it gets distributed worldwide, of course. Now, we all wish we had the numbers that Mark Goldbridge had, of course, but he took advantage of the space, and he's done very well, and I have nothing but applaud him. At the end of the day, Mark Goldbridge, I talked to him, and he's okay, mate. You know, at the end of the day, he's the reason behind, as I said, the size, the flex, the rants, the KGs. He's the reason that they have a platform like they have right now. For example, if I went onto Goldbridge's show, my numbers would go astronomical, weren't they? But at the end of the day, basically, if you are talking about him, I think he's okay in regards to, in my opinion. I think the hate on him is very unwarranted, and it's a lot of it stems from jealousy, sadly. Mark Goldberg, the only super. What are you talking about? Cute, mate. Mark Goldbridge, I don't know what you're on about. Super chat. What? Mark Goldbridge, like only super cute. Oh, he likes only super chat, mate. At the end of the day, it's his occupation, and at the end of the day, this is he doesn't now. United Stand has turned into a massive, obviously channel, and you know, he's a genius. You can't take that away from him or the fans. It's just something. Mate, you got people who openly criticize him, who wanna take a shot at him. Even your boy Mick wants to take a shot at him, but I'm not entertaining that. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, many wish they were him in regards to. That's why they copy his content, and that's the fact. And I'm going to say it on a real, that guy is all right, and I feel like a lot of these people have got a lot to thank Mark Goldbridge for. A lot of these people come through the ranks, these podcasters, these sides of this world, the rants of this world, the flex of this world, the KGs of the world, they come from that, and he has helped a lot of people, and people don't remember that. Unfortunately, they're very, very short-minded in regards to that. No, he's not perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. At the end of the day, we are just human beings, and when someone is famous, when someone's big, when someone's got a platform, it's very easy to drag people down instead of elevating people. At the end of the day, I've never been backstabbed by Mark Goldbridge. I have by the others. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the way it is. And I've had people like Saeed on my show. I've had these people on my show. If you look through my videos, I've got a lot of them on my show. And at the end of the day, they're not real. I mean, they're not real. That's why I always say, generally, people with real in their name are not real. Trust me. Believe that. And I'm not meaning it in any offense to MUC realist, of course. There you go. But yeah, that's the situation with that. And in regards to supporting people, it's important that we keep the positivity, keep the drive, because at the end of the day, we all want the best for Manchester United. Right, Mark is a Manchester United fan. I know that 100%. I met the guy. I know it 100%. Right, he's a Manchester United fan. Facts. I only joke about him saying mate. Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. I'm just saying about in regards to other people. In regards to, I mean, a lot of people ask me questions about him and about how he's this, how he's that. And at the end of the day, people acting like he is like the Antichrist of Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? And it's just harsh on him, and and it's harsh on a human being, on a human level. Do you know what I'm saying? That the amount of abuse that he has received, I received it as well. I had it as well. That's why I stopped podcasting for 2 years, because I had a barrage of hate, and which led to me not being able to go to Old Trafford because they want my head on a stick. And that's how it was, And I feel for people, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to do talk about our football club, etc. You know, and we're better than Sky Sports, we're better than the BT Sports, we're better than all these entities that are suit wearing corporate muffins at the end of the day, in my opinion. Do you know? We can dislike Mark or the same of his opinions, but most of the channels are where they are because of the United States. Thank you, KD. It's very true. And at the end of the day, he's never given me an opportunity on his channel. You know, I believe I would be good on his channel. I believe Mark would be good on his channel. I believe everyone, like the people I know, would be good on his channel. But he's never given an opportunity to me. But at the end of the day, I respect what he's done, and nothing is set in stone. United Stand is a business now. It is a huge company. Of course, he's interviewed Man United players, etc. And obviously, he is going to make. It is his job, so he's going to make money. And people somehow have a problem with that when Sky Sports do the same thing, and when other big companies do the same thing, of course. And you know, you have to move on from this bitterness. Of course, many want their platforms. Many do want the same platform as him. You know, and that's why even your guy Mick tried to slander Mark Goldbridge to me, but I'm not having it. And I think that, you know, he's a real Man United fan, a proper one. And I know real Man United fan, and I'm not afraid to call out anyone, whether I know them or not, in regards to certain people, you know, in regards to calling out him and calling out other people as well. Because at the end of the day, I've been doing this in 2017. I stopped doing it for a couple of years, and I saw a lot of things go on, and I know the people back me up. I know who they are. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he was one of them. Yeah. Bashir, Harry Amass is good. Yeah, let's go in regards to Manchester United and youth team. Mark knows as well. Mark, I'm a UFC fan. Don't forget to subscribe to my friend Mark. He's in the comments. Brilliant channel, always with the realest opinion. Yeah, we were talking about Harry Amass. We were talking about the youth team and stuff, and we're very big advocates about the youth team. I believe Harry Amass could be one of the ones that come through the academy, could be one of the basically new players coming off the great Manchester United youth conveyor belt that we have. Basically, is brilliant that we're bringing him through, and I'm very excited about Harry Amass. I'm very excited about Collier as well, and Abidei, isn't it? Yeah, so brilliant. Thank you, Shabazz. How you doing, my friend? Thank you very much. I'm trying. We're doing it. We're doing it. Well, good morning, break of dawning, as they say. It's breaking dawn every single morning for me. From traveling, I must have traveled about thousands of miles this last 24 hours. It's absolute madness, you know. Mark, I don't know why people hate YouTubers. Mark, I know why, and I'm going to say it like this, right? For example, there's some, not all, but there's some that I don't believe they're real Man United fans. I believe they're fans of their opinion, and that's the problem. That I could be wrong, right? When I make an opinion about something, I could be wrong. I think some people are just fans of their opinion, especially like the Ten Hag out brigade. You know who they were last season. You know, they were wrong, but now they're looking at every single little crumb off the table. Every time we lose a friendly, every time they're going to be there. I told you so. I told you so. You're in the mud. I told you he's a ball fraud. All this crap that they were saying last season, and you know, they're going to be doing the same next season. We can predict it. They're so predictable. Do you know what I mean? Just like a certain man eats burgers every day. They're predictable. On you know what I'm saying? Joel, what he says, but he it's not about his. Yeah. It's character assassination, as I say. You know, and there's people who try to assassinate people's characters, and not on that. You know, I would say. At the end of the day, I do know some really, really big, absolute wrong-uns in the Man United fan channel hemisphere. And at the end of the day, they're all, you know, I mean, I like a lot of people. I like KG, the comedian. I think he's fantastic. I think he's funny. I think he's entertaining. He's a true entertainer, and he's a true Man United fan in regards to that. Do you know what I'm saying? I can look at him and say, look, I like that guy. He's a Man United fan. He backs Ten Hag all the way. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like mentioning names too much, but I just want to say that, right? It's nothing to do with him. It's nothing to do with things like that. But I like people like him. You know, I think they're proper Man United fans. They know what it is to support the club. Do you know what I mean? Just as long as they don't flip flop and, you know, and etc. But there's others who I mean, many don't know this, but I went to the United Stand trials. They had a football trial, and I went there. I met them all. So I know what most of them are like. I know what Aaron is like. You know, Aaron, I mean, he's an absolute... Anyway, Good show, good show. Thank you. Yep, 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 yep. Mark is the biggest player player hater. So that is wrong in no levels. Mark is not a player hater. He calls it as it is, straight down the line. Shabazz. He calls it straight down the line. If a player's not performing, he calls it out. I agree with some of it. Max it or daily. Shabazz, you are the biggest FIFA IQ football fan. There's some of the Ten Hag outers, bro. Much love. At the end of the day, Shabazz and Mark, yeah, at the end of the day, we call it as it is. If a player's not performing, like, for example, if Mark criticises a player, he criticises the players I've criticised, he criticises McTominay, he criticises Rashford, and they're warranted. It's warranted at the end of the day. At the end, something you have to say. Look, and he's never slandered a player. He's never called a player a bum. He's never called Rasmus Højlund a bum, has he? He's never done that, has he? And I'm not here to defend him. This is not the Breaking Dawn Mark Goldbridge defending show. Do you know? At the end of the day, I wonder if these Ten Hag outers are actually real fans of the club. No, mate, KD, you're absolutely right. A lot of them are fans of their opinion and their ego, and they're not fans of the club, sadly. They are fans of their ego, and I will say that openly. And this show is for everyone to talk and to mention. I don't care if I mention names. I'm here. I'm real. You know, I don't care if I mention names, and that's just the way it is. There's certain people in the fan base, in these communities, in these fan channels, who are just interested in being right. And at the end of the day, their ego has been hit. Their ego was hit last season. So at the end of the day, they just want to be proven right. I was never Ten Hag out. Shabazz, yeah, you were never Ten Hag out, not even once. Neither were we. Neither was Mark. Neither am I. Mark Goldbridge wasn't Ten Hag out, wasn't he? Mark, my friend here, wasn't Ten Hag out. We weren't. We understood the mitigating circumstances, and we understood, and we put our ego to one side. Yeah, it's up to you, mate. But at the end of the day, we have to call it as it is, and not just make up a narrative that this guy, he's a hater and he slanders players. Because at the end of the day, we all have our moments. You know, we all have our moments when we're watching football, when we get upset with players. No one, I've never seen Mark or anyone criticize a player or slander a player like I've seen certain men doing to young players like Garnacho, to like young players like Rasmus. Do you know what I mean? So I've never seen it with Mark Goldbridge, but I've seen it with other channels, and I can prove it. You know, and at the end of the day, this narrative that people have been, these nightmares that people are having about him is crazy. And I think, you know, he's a very, very influential person in this space, and a lot of people should be thankful in this space. You know, and at the end of the day, I want to slander him. Known him for 5 years, but I'm only talking over security, but not especially young players. Mark was never done it over. No, Mark has done it over. Mate, Shabazz, Mark has not criticised players like a certain man criticised players. And criticism is part of the game. Criticism is part of the game. If you cannot criticise players, if you cannot criticise your football club in regards to things are going wrong, then what we are? We're not living in My Little Pony world. We're not living with rainbows and fluffy clouds in this mother. You know, we have to understand that life is full of multi-layered situations, that we have not been good the last 10 years. We've been bad. So obviously, at the end of the day, if we've been bad, we call it out as it is, you know, and that's how it should be. As long as it don't get personal. And I don't think he's ever been personal, in my humblest of humble opinions. Shabazz, thank you, though. I'll have Shabazz on the show, though, soon. Don't worry about that. I'll have him on the show this week. We can have a little chat about it. If he likes, that would be absolutely brilliant. Guys, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you do that for me. We have a great conversation here. We have a great community. Shabazz, Mark, all these guys are fantastic. I don't even talk about it. I'm talking about Mark. And okay. Sorry, mate. I thought you were talking about someone else. Sorry. So I thought you were talking about him. Who's Mark N? Who's Mark N? Mark who? Who's Mark N? I don't know who Mark N is. But in regards to what is going on? At the end of the day, I thought you were talking about Mark Goldbridge. I don't know who Mark N is, mate. Morning, guys. Morning, Mark. How you doing? Another Mark in the house. Shabazz, you are just crying because we don't like Rape Mount. Oh, this Mark N. My friend Mark N. I forgot you got N in your name. Yeah, it's Mark N. Oh, yeah. I just call him Mark, MUFC fan. Yeah, I call him Mark, voice of reason. You know, that I call him that, you know. So at the end of the day, you got to show respect to Mark N. You have to show respect to the man. You know, you can't be dissing my man. Mason Mount has a big season next season. He has a massive season next season, and if he doesn't improve next season, then obviously we have to think about pastures new. He has to improve next season. Have to improve himself next season. At the moment, it's 50 million down the drain. Could have given me that 50 million. Mount was silence, you haters. Hate's a strong word. It's a very snowflake word. Hate. At the end of the day, it's called constructive criticism. If we do not criticize people, how are we going to improve? Ask me that question. How are we going to improve? Because people get complacent. For example, if I walk into a workplace and my friend tells me, Sal, you're getting a bit chunky, you're getting a bit fat. Am I going to say, no, F you this, you're that, don't say that to me? Or am I going to take it as, actually, maybe I am, maybe I am. And that's how you should take it. You should take it glass half full. Critics. Yeah, critics are important. Critics are important. You need it. But the most important critic is the critic of your own fans. You should listen to your fans. Definitely, you should listen to your fans. Never blame people for it. I believe that Barada said players to have 2 years to perform or they will have to leave. Yes, I believe that. I believe 1 year for some people. I believe Luke Shaw 1 year. I believe Mason Mount 1 more year. I believe all these players. I believe Anthony 1 more year. I believe it's 1 year for me. Mount looking sharp in pressure. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope he does prove us wrong. Because Mark, N, me, and others, we want to be proven wrong. We want these players to do well, and this is the thing. In regards to Mick Sauce, could be gone. He could be going to Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho, big fan of Mick Sauce, of course. He's the reason behind Scott McTominay. The reason is Jose Mourinho. He's the reason behind Scott McTominay. He's just 25. He's been playing. Let's hope Shabazz. We wish him the best of luck, and that's how I could say it. Mark in the chat. Everyone, we're not haters of Mark. There's no such thing as a hater when the Man United fan. We want them to do well. That's it. At the end of the day, we call it as it is. Right now is what we call it. He will definitely have. So I hope so, Shabazz. And I hope we'll be coming here and Shabazz will be celebrating this. And hopefully next season, we'll be all here together, celebrating together. 25 is not young for an athlete. Well, in regards to us, what we've witnessed in our life, 25 is not young, no. Mount, personally, I don't think he's good enough. Tesfa, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And don't forget to smash a like, don't forget to subscribe. But we should give him a chance and hope. Yes, and that's exactly what it's about, Tesfa. That is what it's about. Prove us wrong. Go out there. All we want you to do is prove it on the pitch. That's it. Nothing personal. It's never anything personal. You wear that shirt, you wear that great shirt, that's all we care about. You wear that great shirt. Mason Mount's a great person. I hope he does well for Manchester United, 100%. I think above 25 million from McSauce is fair. Yeah, I agree, Mark. I think 25 million is fair. I think all this business of 15 million, they're taking the mick at the end of the day. They're not. It's basically robbery. They're trying to rob us, because at the end of the day, our players seem to be the only players that are worth 10, 15 million. I don't know why. Everyone else seems to be worth 70 million. Thanks to the Glazers, I suppose. I didn't say he's young, but he has been playing since he was young. None of this abuse. We don't want no abuse on this channel. We'll have a video call and then you can argue it. Have you met Saeed, Flex, KG, Runs? I've met Saeed. Has been on my show. If you go right down Stretford Post, Saeed, Realist, he's been on my show. Flex, I met in the United Stand trials. And Rance I met in the United Stand trials. I've never met KG, but KG is the best of them at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I've never met KG. Seems like a nice guy. I have spoken to his entourage about arranging a comedy show for KG once in the UAE. So yeah, I have spoken to his management and stuff, yeah. But in regards to Rance, Saeed, Flex, I've met all of them. Flex is a good guy. He's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. The others I cannot vouch for. All I'm saying is that a lot of them are, should be thankful for what they were given, should I say. But at the end of the day, Rance, Saeed are different breed. And the problem is that they were wrong last season in regards to Ten Hag. And they were made to look a bit silly because they celebrated his sacking too soon. And at the end of the day, it's time we moved on from that. And it's time they support the manager instead of getting crumbs off the table every time we lose a friendly, when friendlies are just about sharpness, friendlies are just about match fitness, friendlies about discovering the new talent, discovering a younger talent. for example. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. Every young forward since a young footballer since playing. Mate, we remember Michael Owen scoring a goal in the 1998 World Cup at 18 years old. You know, we've got Lamine Yamal scoring at 16 years old in the European Championships. We need players to perform now, and that's it. Simple as that. Flex was born in North London and his family supported Arsenal and Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not speculating what Flex supports. Most of us, I was born in London, I support Man United, and a lot of people did. And at the end of the day, who knows? But who knows who they support, really. All I do know is that I've never had Flex on my show, but I've had Saeed on my show and stuff like that. And just think that it's probably the best that some of them removed real from their name, you know. Ryan just posted about Sancho 50 million PSG agreement. What's the source? This has been going on for the last week. Of course, PSG and Man United have put an offer on. PSG have put an offer on the table, but that doesn't mean that we're going to sell Sancho. PSG have put an offer, but they're also looking at other players. So they've got an inquiry, a 50 million in view of a 50 million offer around that money. If we did get that money, we should be absolutely doing the lottery, because that would be absolutely phenomenal if we got 50 million for Sancho in this day and age. But PSG are also looking at other players, so it's not set in stone. Do you know what I mean? Is vast majority of London people? No. When I was raised, and there were Man United fans in the early 90s, there weren't many, but there were some. I was one of them. I started supporting Man United before they became successful in the late 80s. So at the end of the day, there were some, but there were not many. But there are a lot now. There are a lot of Man United London fans, and in London there are many Man United fans. And it doesn't mean they're not Man United fans. We have Man United fans all around the world, and they just because they're born in a different place doesn't mean they're not Man United fans. And I wouldn't say Flex is not a Man United fan, just like I wouldn't say Mark Goldbridge is a Nottingham Forest fan and he isn't a Man United fan. I would never say that, because it's not true. You know, these and at the end of the day, you know, I look at people who have season tickets who openly just want us to lose so they could be proven right, you know, which is wrong. Sancho agreed terms with PSG, no fee yet. Exactly, no fee yet. 50 million is around the mark, 40 million is around the mark. But at the end of the day, Sancho, I don't think we're going to PSG, in my opinion. I think PSG have inquired. I don't think they'll sign him. I just got this feeling that they won't sign him. I think they're inquiring. They've just bought, obviously, Neves. But we could strike a deal with Ugarte as well. That's still on the table. But Ugarte, loan deal to Manchester United, looks like it could happen with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. I joined late. When is Ugarte coming? This week, we hope, Casley. We hope that it's coming this week. Good morning, by the way. We hope we get Here We Go this week. Of course, PSG are being more flexible now in regards to the deal. Hopefully, we can strike a deal very, very soon. I believe PSG are interested in Sancho as well. So maybe we could do something with that. Maybe something down the line. Do you think Aaron Wan-Bissaka put in more at West Ham now, making this? I think West Ham is the perfect fit for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think his low block defender would do very well at West Ham, and they have a very good player as well. Very lucky. Ugarte deal is probably to be loan. As we said, obligation to buy, which is good for us, because at the end of the day, we don't have to pay the money now. We might pay him a small fee, but we don't have to pay the full amount now, and we can pay later, which is great, isn't it? And I think we need Ugarte through the door very, very soon. He's very important to our future aspirations, in my opinion, 100%. Do you think I was put in? I've read that one. Coming later, basically, guys. It's going to be a mad week. It's a mad week. It's only Tuesday, isn't it? So let's hope that we get some more news coming this week, and we get a Here We Go. Of course, we get an Ornstein bombshell. We get something like that this week. I believe we will. Lots of things going on. Kenny, Lenny, you're pray. Mark, we pray we don't have any more injuries. Kenny, we're waiting on the Lenny Euro update. No Lenny Euro update yet. Hopefully, we get one today. Of course, he's been examined by the medical team. It doesn't look good at the moment. I hope he doesn't have an Achilles injury. I hope he hasn't damaged his ACL. I really do, because we need him at the moment. But luckily enough, we almost have Mazraoui through the door. and hopefully we'll have Delict through the door very soon as well. So we have good cover in that position. Although I would like to see Euro start the season as the first choice centre back alongside Licha. That would have been great, wouldn't it? It's just our luck. We can't catch a break in regards to injuries. We need to look at that medical team. Things are improving, of course, every day, and it's going to take time for us to fix all that. And our medical department, we have Asian facilities, of course, as well. So let's hope that we do get it sorted. Let's support our fellow fans who have taken our love for the club to the creative channels that entertain us, perform that. Yes, and that's it. And let's all do that, and let's keep it on the positive. We're all in it together, and we all there's space for everyone, as I've always said. There's space for everyone in this space, and there's space for everyone to be a Man United fan. No one is not a Man United fan just because someone says they're not a Man United fan. We're all Man United fans. We all want the best. Some of us do anyway. But the people who are Ten Hag out, who are still hoping we lose so they can prove them right, I have my doubts about their legitimacy as Man United fans, in my opinion. Please agree with Fia Pogba to move his cursor. Yeah, apparently there was a curse on him. There was also a curse on Jose Mourinho, apparently, from the old medical. Do you remember that woman who ran on the pitch and Jose Mourinho had a go at her at Chelsea? Apparently, she cursed Jose Mourinho and said every single club he manages will not do anything. Of course, he won a trophy at Roma, so that could be put to bed, kind of, isn't it? Follow Kenny Fan TV as well. Yeah, Kenny Fan TV. Follow all the fan channels. Keep supporting the movement. We're here every single day. I'm going to be here later for Chatterbox. I have a special guest, hopefully, coming in the show, of course. So that'll be fantastic. Keep it locked. Chatterbox at 2 p.m. UK time. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the channel. We have some big movements coming. I have some big guests coming next season and some major moves coming next season. So, guys, you're absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a fantastic show. Some great points, some good pointers out there. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. We must beat Liverpool to just beat Liverpool. Yeah, we must just beat Liverpool. As long as we beat Liverpool, it's okay. That's all it is. Ten Hag hours need to go to be done. So badly want Ten Hag to shut them up. He has already, when he won the FA Cup with a depleted squad, he shut them up then. And now at the end of the day, they're crying about it because their ego's been hit. You know, the biggest thing to do to someone with ego is attack their ego. If you attack someone's ego, it destroys them mentally. Mentally, it destroys them. Trust me, it does. You know, I was in the music industry a long time, and I know a lot about destroying egos. You know what I mean? It destroys them because they cannot comprehend their ego and themselves being wrong. You know, we're humble people here on the stream. We know when we're wrong. We know when we got it wrong. You know, and we admit it. You know, and we have a conversation and we negotiate our conversation. We don't just call people names. You know, we are constructive of our criticism, and criticism is part of life as well. Just a minute. Great stream, Sal. Have a good day. Have a good one, bruv. All the best. Kenny, Mark, all of you guys, Mark N, thank you so much for joining me. Absolutely brilliant show. I'll be back later on live from Dubai. It'll be Chatterbox. See you soon, guys. Take it easy.